Hello and welcome everybody to the Buy Round Show. Today we are joined by Charlie White and Gorden Tallis back in.
Is this my chair now?
This is your chair, my friend, talking all things finals football.
I've made it. But I've been watching with you. I've been really jealous. I don't get jealous that much. And when I was playing, I used to get jealous of some Friday night footy performances, but now I'm really jealous sitting there watching, and now I'm on the number one podcast.
Oh, mate. Exactly.
Mate, it's great to have you. It's great to have you here. I should say it's Jimmy's 40th birthday today, though, so we should say happy birthday to him off the top,
Happy birthday,
mate.
Jimmy. Sorry, mate. And you told me on Sunday too. But I did wish you happy birthday on Sunday. Yeah. And you had a party on Saturday.
Did have a
how
party
many
on
parties
Saturday.
do you have, Johnny Farnham?
No, just the one. Just had a little get-together on Saturday evening at a place called Flight Club.
He did that on purpose, so he had his birthday on Saturday, so that everyone starts talking about his birthday all week.
No.
So it becomes a birthday week. And he actually said, do you guys mind if maybe I've got a bit of a cake and I'll bring it on Sunday for the bus ride back to from Canberra?
Mate,
That's
that'd be
not true.
fantastic, the bus ride.
No.
Just
no.
let me have that little piece.
Oh
there.
yeah, we've got Buzz on the bus. But no, it was a nice little birthday. A couple of presents.
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
Do you feel 40?
To be honest, I don't
I reckon
really
it's
know.
my favourite decade so far.
Really.
Yep, the 40s.
Yeah.
My favourite decade.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of contemplate a bit of life and go.
Yeah. Well, you're halfway through your life.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you go by stats, you're probably halfway through your life. You've achieved a lot. Now it's the time to reset and revalue. That's
Cash
how
in.
Yeah, well, that's how I found my 40s.
Don't know. Part of me goes, is the race run? Like, not to be a bit too
Mate,
depressed.
what do you mean? What do you mean, mate?
The race is run, just kind of.
Yeah.
Now it's the last 40 years is sort of the lap around. And being serious, very fortunate, like to be born in the time we were born.
I agree.
Just before the turn of the 19th century, 25% of people born didn't see their 5th birthday. A further 25% didn't see past their teenage years. In fact, population rates were actually quite stagnant for a sustained period of time.
We didn't want to get that deep, mate. Just saying. We just wish you
Just say
happy birthday.
brother.
Yeah.
Just say happy birthday.
to be born.
I don't think it was that type of question. It was more like, I'll jump out of the cake, dancing girls. Maybe.
Yeah.
Jimmy's just pointed to a thing on his seat. Where's my present as well?
Oh,
No, mate. Do you know what? I will get you a present because Dan Ganane was going to, we were going to go and we said we all should chip in and get you something.
Well, I
good,
actually got you a present. Me and Wade Graham bought you
Yeah.
a bottle of Belvedere vodka. A nice one as well. Nice one.
I'm gonna. You know what I got for my 40th?
What did you get?
And this is, I'm gonna. It's oh my God, I can't.
Was it some Lululemon gym shorts?
Yeah.
No,
They're pretty bad.
I got a bike.
Oh, you're going to do a triathlon, Dobbo style.
What sort of brand?
Don't know, but I've got to learn to ride it.
Hold on. So you're not a bike. I couldn't imagine you going out there in that.
I can't ride it. I've never learned to ride a bike.
Wow.
Ever.
So
You've never ridden a bike?
No. Stationary bike.
Oh, when you're in the gym, the warm-up one.
gym bike, but
not.
I've never.
Oh,
never
a stationary
ridden a
bike doesn't count.
No,
so there's no
no,
need
no.
to mention a
So,
stationary bike.
I
So what are
mean-
you going to get your training wheels on to start off with?
No,
So
there's no
we might
training.
have to get him bike lessons.
Yeah, so
I'll get Dobbo mate, to get you bike lessons.
No, because we don't need Dobbo's bike lessons. I don't want to pretend snake. I don't want to fall over a pretend snake.
Oh, mate, it was a rubber one too.
No, so what I said was the family were asking, like, what do you want? And I kind of went, well, like I got 2 kids, 9 and 7. And you constantly like encouraging them to try things, and I was like, you know what, bollocks to it. I'm gonna try and learn to ride a bike because I can't.
Can we make content out of that for the buy round? Can we film you learning to do? Yeah, can we film you just your first lesson?
First lesson. I'm going to restrict myself to bike paths, but it was nearly like it's near. I'm coming.
What
I'm
about
coming
golf
clean
clubs?
with it.
Man, what about golf clubs or something? Like where you can just go out. So you're not a golfer?
Just get a bit bored. Golfing. One of my best.
So
mates,
sitting on a bike. Hear me out. Sitting on a bike on a bike path, watching a line go past you. That's going to be exciting.
I mean, I'm not going to become one of those Sydney siders that block traffic, so I'm going to stick to the bike path. I don't know, like some of the kids do it, and then You only have to probably go for like 40 minutes. Golf takes ages. So me best mate, one of my best mates from back home in Mavis, who I mentioned, he took me golfing 9 holes in Aintree. And after 3 holes, he turned around to me and looked me in the eye and went, lad, I'm just letting you know, I am never, ever playing golf with you ever again. And I was like, what? And he's like, mate, you are an immature tosser.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't understand it. It's also a little bit elitist, golf, with all due respect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a high
No,
cost
there's
of
just
entry.
rules.
Well, there's
There's just
what have you got to
rules,
wear?
and there's no referee. All of it is a collar, pants, and socks. That's about it.
You can't talk. You can't put people off. You know,
Well, you can if you're playing my group. So I've played the last couple of Fridays, and you can have a beer, and you can. And there's a DJ going.
You can't like pub like ooh, hey, like people.
You're playing with
mental.
the wrong people, mate.
Yeah.
I have a little boom box. You just play a bit of music and hit balls, have a couple of beers, and relax.
Maybe I could get around that. But on the like coming clean on biking. So when I first signed for the Dogs, Des wasn't there. So all the pre-season training program, there was a lot of like road. You had to buy a road bike, and I'm thinking, what the fuck am I gonna do when Tony Grimaldi? I have to tell him I can't ride a bike. Like I was shitting myself.
Who the fuck have we just signed?
Like, swear to God. And then Des come in, changed the whole pre-season. I was just like, yes, you beauty. But this is how bad it is. I've been in Thailand. You know how you go to Thailand and they've got the little scooters.
Yeah.
And like they're all about the sale.
Yeah.
Like I thought, maybe I'll try and have a go, mate. I fucking fell off.
Yeah, I crashed one in Bali.
No, but I fell off like in.
Once you put the stand down.
But no, legit, like I went about 10 meters, didn't even about 5-10 meters, whoa, and fell off, and the guy just went, "No, you're not getting it."
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, bike riding's easier than that.
Easier.
You just pedal, mate. You just pedal. You might just need someone to hold your hips and sort of get you going.
I am very imbalanced. As like my balance is awful. But yeah, can you make contact?
Put on your New Balance, you'll be right. You're the only bloke I've ever seen to wear New Balance boots. I just saw him over there in the studio. God, mate, I should have got, mate, because you said you like me because of my orange Nikes, and then you wear that.
But
that's downhill in a hurry.
Look, I had the rule they had to be black.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, because I get that too.
Because when I was coming through, we like early 2000s, our St. Helens coach, his rule for the academy team under 17s, where you only play in my team, and if you've got predominantly black boots, I don't care who you are.
That's Sir Alex Ferguson.
Or who you're destined to be, you have to wear
I know
black
you don't
boots.
like but Manchester United, I think Sir Alex, you had to play like 150 Premier games before you could wear a coloured pair of boots.
Yeah, and he was strict on the cars that the players were allowed as well.
Oh, yeah, right.
He was very strict on what players
could drive into the car park at training.
The car park at training. Yeah, he was very strict on that. But
good message of the week this week comes from a Roosters fan, Sean Bright, who wants to know, is James Tedesco our greatest ever player? He's been incredible for us for many years now, and what he's done this year has been awesome. Could he be the Roosters' greatest ever player?
I was having this conversation with someone the other day who's been a long time Roosters fan. He said there's only Beatson above him.
Ronnie Coote. Didn't Daly Messenger play for the Roosters?
Obviously, that's
Brad Fittler.
He said I mentioned Fittler, and he said I've got Teddy above Fittler.
Yeah, and they probably came from another club at the same time and probably saved him. Like Freddie was young, coming from. Look, that's hard because Anthony Minicello was a fantastic.
Yeah.
So he's certainly a Hall of Famer, isn't he, Teddy? But where he sits, I would actually save that for the Roosters. For the Roosters historians that have been there for a long time. But he'd be in the argument. You definitely say that he's in the greatest ever 17.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
You'd say he'd be in there somewhere, but to say that you're the greatest Rooster, a club that's been around for 100 years.
So you got, it's obviously, Coote is now an immortal, so, but then, like you say, Messenger as well. Like this is probably going
history. I think
it's really hard though. Those
I think Bob Fulton might have even had some games for them. And there's another immortal.
Yeah,
and obviously we look back at the past with great admiration, but with what like Teddy is doing week on week, year on year. Like about 2 years ago, I think he probably wasn't up to the level that he expected, and we saw a slight decline. Like he's got, instead of doing 9 out of 10s every week, he was doing 8s for like maybe 8, 30 games or whatever, and he cost him his Origin spot. And now he's just been.
He didn't lose his Origin spot.
Yeah, well,
and when I'd say it on radio,
yeah.
everybody would laugh.
Yeah,
but he didn't lose it. Someone had just won 4 grand finals or 3 grand finals around him. Like, it's not as if he fell, way out of form and he wasn't the player. He just was still playing at a pretty high level. And as you said, he might have dropped a bit, but someone had won 3 grand finals and hit that, that rare air. That
impossible to ignore.
That's right.
Darren Lockyer, Gordy, your man. He could be one of the next immortals in waiting, but it looks like he might be trying to buy the London Broncos with an ownership group.
Disappointed with Lockyer. We had our West Panthers gala day on Saturday, and he was in London, so he didn't come and help set up. So his wife was there, Laura, and we had to set up all the tables. But yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. I think to have, I don't know where the English Super League is now, but I know that at some stages that it struggles, and the London Broncos, there's been a bit of a synergy with the Brisbane Broncos. I think Tony Ray was there. I remember when Richard Branson had something to do with it.
He did.
And he came when we were over there on a tour and come and met us and said, mate, I own this nightclub. You can go to this nightclub in London, and had the pink flamingos and that in there. That was pretty cool. And maybe Lockie remembered that and wants to get back in bed with Richard Branson. But no, but like to have the NRL clubs and to have, I think, a relationship with an English Super League club, whether there's kids, and I would just love to see when I was growing up, but I can't keep on wanting everything when I was young, but when it was winter and summer comp, our players would go back there. So right now, if someone got injured, like Cam Murray, right? He's played no footy. South would go, you've got him for 10 games. A club down the bottom goes, we've got Cam Murray. And it just helps with, then a young English kid sees how professional he is. There's a good young English kid that, got injured and, Newcastle need a winger or something, a winger, and he just comes over and he slots in or whatever it is. I think, but now that we play in the same time frame, I think, the English sort of game has struggled a little bit.
Well, it was interesting. So Lockyer was on with his business partner, I think it's Grant Weishall, on a podcast called The Back 10 with Kyle Amor and Matt Shaw. And they were talking about this takeover of the Broncos, doesn't have to be guaranteed with Super League. They were basically pretty open that they've got Jason Demetriou to coach them. Yep. Like they were out in the open talking his name. And one of the things that Lockyer and Grant said was they've got, if they get Super League, they've got a name that would make back page headlines here in Sydney. Just as the marquee captain player.
Wow.
That's I'm quoting their words. I was like, who on earth could that be? Now, obviously the threat of R360, but if they get over there and they're pretty serious, and as well people go, well, they don't have the cap, but you've got a marquee player allowance which is unlimited. And
the only thing that I hope after going over there and went to Siddle, look, I went to all those little country areas where like rugby league was thriving. They need the pathways. So like you don't want the NRL clubs to go over there and just push their players that they don't want and use it as a way to, help their cap out. But if they go over there and generally want to develop that area, what Penrith are doing and Bulldogs and the good clubs, I can only see it as a benefit to get our best brains, the ones that are sitting there just in limbo. And that's happened in the past, and you had Christian Wolf and there's been guys go over there before. I think it's a great idea. And Lockie with the London Broncos, I think there's a
They said they were going to look at it from a different perspective, as trying to do it like the northern clubs and like gather the support of the Aussies and Kiwis that are already there, and then look to bring a game day experience to the people of London. But for me,
would it work? Because you would have played against London Broncos. Will it work?
Well, I'd love to.
The cynic in you, will it work?
I'd love to sit with Lockyer and his team and ask them like what is going to be different this time, because Branson's been there before. Like what is it that is going to make this work? From what has happened in the past, that's been it's not been successful for
20
a couple
years.
of decades.
Yeah.
Like, why is this different? What's the motivation? I'm looking at it and thinking, if Lockyer is going over there with his business partner, they've got Gary Hetherington there as well. For me,
that's the old Leeds boss,
yes,
isn't it?
it is. It speaks to a bigger picture that I think the NRL must be seriously looking at being a part of the the administration side of things, because there's no like for me looking at it, Super League doesn't seem to be on the up as much as what people would hope for, and for Lockyer to go to London, there is a spot there for them in the Super League. I think that will add weight, but
Is there definitely a spot there though? Because there's 2 new lights coming in. I thought York and Bradford were going to maybe get them.
Well, Salford are gone, so there's 3 new teams that need
So
to
they'll take Salford's spot.
potentially, or one of those 13 or 14,
The
which is Bradford,
York Wasps or
York Knights.
oh
Yeah.
but they changed it because the big Aussie guy bought that. Because when I was over there walking around, I bumped into this guy, and he just bought the local club.
Right.
Yeah, you've also got
and then
Toulouse.
trying to get them back up
Yeah.
into the. So,
But
Good
just
on
on
him.
the profile of Lockyer, what he would bring to the game, and if they're right in what they're saying about this marquee player, so, no joke. And this, I hate tossing it up.
who are they signing? David Beckham.
You know, someone tossed up a friend of mine in England,
Well, I'm going to get... Is it Broncos? Is it Reece Walsh?
Ponga.
Ponga.
That's who they tossed up.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? And he's like, mate, that's the target. And I was like,
Can I just ask you this, right? I don't know too much about London. Do you think someone walking around in a suit in London is going to go, oh, Taylan Ponga's playing for the London Broncos?
no, they're not, which is part of the attraction. And,
Wouldn't you have to go get the biggest rugby name that's around
Yeah.
in London that's a well-known, like a Johnny Wilkinson, like
Yeah.
someone at the end and bring them over? Wouldn't that make more sense? Get someone that's got the fans following, that's got a 30,000 people base over there, not someone that's got a 20,000 people base over here.
I agree. And I shot my mate down. I was like, mate, you're talking out your arse. But that's what he was reckoning. But
It's interesting.
Was that on Saturday night?
no, that was not
Okay, I
on
was
Saturday night,
just
no.
making
At
sure.
Hotel CBD at 2 in the morning. It goes to show, though, JD's interesting because JD pretty much had the PNG job. And if JD's looking at a job that's probably not available until, 26, I guess, would be the London Broncos, PNG 2028.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a bit of a red flag for PNG and where they're at.
It is.
And to add to that, the NRL clubs are making sure that they're spending their $1.75 million grant that they've been given as the first payment for the PNG because they're
Because
worried
they
it's going to fall under.
Wow. An idea for PNG, was talking with someone about like team names and how they become part of the culture. And obviously over here, it's more of an animals thing. The Lakers over in Los Angeles, but then obviously things like companies attaching themselves to name. Red Bull Takeover, a lot of like, and obviously it's in
Sporting
F1.
teams.
In Japanese rugby, the team name is a sponsor.
Yeah,
Yeah. Why wouldn't you do that for like talk about like revenue streams? I mean, here it's a bit like sell your soul, but like imagine
Here they come, the Rio Tinto 17.
yeah, or whatever. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like if they sold,
On the wing, one of our diamonds. Look at it.
I reckon fans would
Oh,
hate
the oil
it because they've already getting $600 million.
Yeah.
This club's already got that much money from the government, and then now they're trying to cash in again.
I actually think that it can work. Like when you go there, right? The population of PNG, right? If you get the 20 million, and I know they watch it, but if they can all pay $1 to watch it, so that's going to keep that team alive. I think that's the end. But if I'm old and I don't have kids, like if you saw someone now at the end of their thing, you would go there, and if they got like a proper compound where you go, and if you're a young kid and you're not quite making it at a club, you would go there. If you're in the middle of the road and you've had an injury, like it's going to attract players, right? It's just whether they can get the infrastructure. For me, it's the infrastructure.
If they get
And
that
it's tax-free.
infrastructure, if it's tax free, don't underestimate players' anxieties about like their financial
I
position
mean, they'll go play
post
there.
football. Like
Yeah.
mate, plenty of people do it in other industries, like the FIFO workers. I know it's not exactly the
100%.
same,
Like,
but
mate,
it's
don't put us in cotton wool, mate. We've run out of it. Our game should have run out of cotton wool a long time ago. Go over there. It's a game of footy. You're going to spend half of your time in Australia, right? And when you come here, and if it's a double up, you might spend 14 days here, see your family. Then you go back over there and you play 2 there, And if I'm a young kid from Townsville and the Cowboys weren't in and I wasn't playing, you certainly would put up your hand to Queensland Cuppers and those guys that are there. But whether they're ready for it, well, who knows?
It's probably going to be hot. I reckon it's not going to be difficult to get top line players there or players on like mid contracts. I think it'd be hard to get players.
Middle of the road.
No, I reckon it'd be hard to get like players on minimum wage to go there. Because
but they're almost doubling their salary.
Nah, because they wouldn't get as much tax, and it's not. It's not
I see what you mean. If you own maybe 120 grand, you're probably paying 35 grand tax, something like that.
So the savings aren't as
dramatic,
significant as what they would be for the others.
I spoke to an agent who's gone over there to try and like scope things out for potentially for players going there to actually see what the actual setup is. He was scathing of it. Scathing.
But they've not built.
But what does he expect? Like they haven't built.
No, but he just to go like, what's the life? So like, what's it like when you stay in your hotel, and then where can you go and just work out?
But they're going to build like a compound.
Because he has to go back to his players and say, this is what.
Okay, but what they're going to build, because they don't know that yet. But it'll be something like if you go to the Gold Coast or Sheridan Mirage, where they got the schooling, like when you go to Fiji and you got one of those resorts, and it's away from everything, and everything's in there that you need. You got your pool, you got your restaurants, you got a few different bars, you got your cafes,
but it's almost like a fancy jail.
Basically, that's what it'd be.
Like it's a fancy jail almost. It is. If you're stuck in this compound, you're going to go mad after a while. If like, I'm just stuck in this compound or I can't leave this compound. What am I going to do? Or go hang out? Like it would start to wear people out.
Well, you're basically in
the jail of shit on every miner that goes away and leaves their family. This guy's taking their family. They're staying in 5-star.
I'm not.
They got a pool. They're going to have probably chefs. They're going to have cleaners. They're going to have everything they want. Their kids are going to be there. They're going to spend more time.
Yeah, but are the kids going to go? Like a lot of people won't send their kids
some
there.
Can, right? Yeah. So like then there'll be like a period over Easter where the kids can come because they got home and they're in the sun swimming with their dads in the pool. I can only see it. It's your mindset. It is actually your mindset. I went and toured in England, right? And at the time, right, I got the shits and I was whinging and I was moping and I was kicking cans down the street. And we were there for 8 weeks and we saw the sun for 20. It was the wettest November in 100 years in England.
Basically,
mate, I was
them.
representing my fucking country. Like in hindsight, suck it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it's 8 weeks of your life. So if you go over there and it's a short amount of time, like in your career, if it's my son, I say, go over there, son, suck it up and take it for what it is because in 20 years' time, you're going to go, it actually was a pretty good time and I had a great... Mate, it's like school. Everybody hated school. Now that that school is the easiest days of your life.
Well, that's going to be the important part of the setup, the environment. Once that compound is built, making it like an attractive proposition, and look at some of the potential fears and sorting those problems out.
Absolutely.
Before, like, hey, don't worry, this is what we're going to do with the kids. Hey, this is where your partner's going to live. We're going to make sure that this is. It's
you're going to have a full-time physio. They're going to have full-time doctor. You're going to have that. Mate, there'll be a golf course close. There's be great surf, there'll be fishing. So if you come and you do your job and you know how to deal with your time away. I'm away from my family, right, about 100 nights a week. It's the same right now.
The life of a professional athlete, like, where you live is important, but it's pretty regimented. Like,
what are we selling for Charlie? They're not buying him.
A media manager, mate. Media manager.
You're pretty like, you're in the jail of the NRL, if you want to call it that. Like, you're at your training base, you go home, you get told what to eat, like, then you move. Like, mate, you're in the prison of Elizabeth Bay. You never leave anymore.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. That's true.
But
Elizabeth Bay is a lot different than Papua New Guinea. In all honesty, like,
it's a beautiful country.
But it is very, very third world as well.
Yeah, but they're not going to see that side of it.
But that's the thing. Then you're what I'm saying is I can see why it wouldn't be an attractive opposition for players. And this is how the agent described to me. He said it's basically a fancy jail.
Do you know what? And it's not good for him because he can't go over there and do what he wants to do.
I wonder if they'll get their tax-free commission.
Oh, mate, that's...
Do you know what I mean?
Well, probably not.
Just
no,
don't
I'd
talk
say
to me.
if they're going to go
just
live over there.
Don't talk to me about agents. They probably won't go there and do business.
Well, there won't be like a ton of third parties and things like that from them over there unless they're doing stuff with mining companies and things like that. It's probably one of the
self-interest.
Yeah.
The Perth Bears, though, there was reported over the weekend about potentially Mal having second thought. I can't imagine that.
And the NRL having second thoughts about Mal as well.
No, I think, did Millwood just get...
Dan Campbell just got the head of recruitment job?
Head of recruitment, and Millwood from the Dragons, like pathways.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, see, so they're starting to announce them. Now, I think there's just so much on the NRL plate. Final series, getting to where they're getting to. Kangaroo Tour, there's that. You would think that Mal put his hand up for the job and he wanted it, so you think he'd stay there and stick it out.
Mal can't go back because he's lost his Kangaroos job. Like, he would have... You'd like to think he's thought this through. Like, because he's given that up.
Yeah.
Like, a pretty big deal.
Yeah. It's a strange one, Mal, anyways. I'm surprised he wanted to get back into head coaching. He hasn't done it since 2001. He had a great life doing media, doing all the different stuff he's doing.
Yeah, I thought he had the perfect, split, a bit of media, coach Queensland, now he's coaching Australia. He'd get most of his weekends, free, sitting there watching it without the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday stress coming in from a loss. But that might be the challenge, as what Jimmy just spoke about, turning 40. That might be the next chapter of Mel's life. He says, I'm going to put, 10 good years into building a legacy because he's watched a bloke he played with in John Rebo build the Broncos or help build the Broncos and Melbourne Storm. But if I'm the NRL and you do hear, and you hear without knowing, and it's all Chinese whispers, but go get John Rebo. He's built 2 clubs, really successful organisations, right? So the Broncos still probably trade off what John Rebo and the foundations that club was built on. And then you look at Melbourne Storm, that was John Rebo and Chris Johns, and it was not all Broncos, but it was built on, the mistakes that they probably made there. And there's 2 pretty successful organisations. You would go get him to oversee those 2 clubs and say, what mistakes did you make? What did you do? How did you get this and that? And they're crazy not to. And he's a super successful businessman. He is highly successful now in his own realm. So I don't, and Mel plays him. Maybe Mel is doing it. Like, I'm all behind the scenes, but we need to be successful over there.
Well, like, speaking of Mal and like the dream job and everything that he had, like Michael Innes has done the same. Like, he's gone and accepted a coaching role, an assistant coaching role rather, at the Dragons, which I believe is what I've read from the Dragons statement. It doesn't appear to be what he's doing at Manly. It's going to be a full-time coaching role.
So he's taken Ryan Carr's spot, who's gone to Castleford.
I think so, yeah, which obviously...
Good to see Mick Innes onto his 15th club. Oh, you got to dig it. It's funny, though, but that's what someone said today. Mick Innes, how many clubs has he been to? Like, as a coach, like Raiders, like he's probably been... he's probably been to 5 as a coach. He's probably been as 5 as a coach and probably 6 as a player. That's a...
It's going for the record. Going for the full 17.
But I reckon there's like people have that itch and they've just got to give it a go. And Mal is probably Mal's the same. He's got that itch. Like, he thought the opportunity passed him by. It pops up and he goes, I need to know. And I think Mick's probably at the same level where he's like, I've flirted with it on that sort of consultant style role, 1 day, 1.5 days a week, game days where I can. He's gone, like, I've got to kind of...
You can't do 2 things 100%.
Well, you've got to shit or get off the pot, really. Yeah. And when an opportunity... Like, I don't think... It's not now or never, but it's kind of like, the longer you wait, the less likely... That's right. It is of becoming a head coach.
Yeah, like my theory is, like, if you want to coach, go coach. Right? Like, if I seriously wanted to be a coach, I would go get, right now, I'd go get a 17s team and I'd coach them 17s, 18s, 19s, 20s, see whether I can build a roster, see what happens, or 15s or whatever, and make it like an elite kids thing because that's what you're going to be coaching, and see whether you can put up with their personalities. And no, because they're totally different to the way I grew up and the people above me and below me. So, like, and that's the biggest challenge. It's not actually giving them a game plan and teaching them footy. It's the other things around it. And then if I always say, and I get shot down a bit, but if I coached at the Melbourne Storm, at Penrith and the Roosters in the last 10 years as an assistant, I've won 8 grand finals. I've won none of them. I haven't won any of them as an assistant, because when you coach your team, you coach your team. And it's not the X's and O's because that's the easy part because they sit there, but it's when someone's not turning up to the training, they're injured, they're that. I'm not coming today. I've had a fight with my girlfriend or whatever it is.
Breaking bad news because you've got
That's right. Roster
20. You've probably got 5 lads you're going to have to...
Your star player turning up with like alcohol on his breath, someone drinking out of the toilet. As small as what it is to me, both of those guys would have went away scot-free, right? But some other people, and it's just... So then that's what you got to deal with. And that's the... And then now, hopefully, Mick's gone there and he's not put his toe in. He's going to dive in head first. Because you hear him talk and he loves it, and you know that there's a coach in there, and when he commentates, he's talking as a coach. So go there and as you said, get off the potty.
What one of the trickiest thing is you've probably got 5 lads each week that think they should be in the 17, and how you manage. I reckon that's the hardest part of coaching.
Keeping those guys up, keeping the ones. Keeping on knocking on the door, like the professional door knockers that turn up every week.
Because they can make things pretty sour pretty quick.
Yeah.
And they're not the most influential, but there's a high level of influence around how those
they can
people,
drag the group down really quick. So like when you get in good teams and you see a kid that should be playing and he's not, and he gets dropped and someone's injured and he plays really good, and for 5 weeks he's done a great job and everybody's right, God, this kid's... And then the old bloke comes back into his position and you just see him kicking stones down the road, and then that can really ruin a club, right? Because then he gets in smaller groups and, fuck this, I don't want to be here, they're not giving me a shot. Then it can tear what you guys are all building. And that's the part that coaches have to be aware of.
Especially on representative duty. This is where Wayne was amazing. So, like, pick a squad of 24, 17 players, 1 18th man. So you've got 17. So what is it? 4 plus 3 is 7, I believe, Charlie. You've got 7 lads that play every week for their clubs, excel. They've been picked to play for England, Great Britain, Queensland, Australia, whatever it may be. It's like, why aren't you got to keep those lads happy? Wayne was great at that night before the game.
Letting people down?
Letting those lads go have a good time. In fact, it was insistent. He was insistent that
the emus can go out.
The 18th man would obviously not, or maybe now 19th. But like those 5 or 6 lads, they go out, have a good time. Like,
they can do whatever they want,
especially being on tour. It's such a key thing to have a good time when you're away because, you mentioned about being in England. You're a long way from home. Even though you're there representing your country, it's like it can get a bit...
Yeah, well, Craig Gower was the room straight across the road from me, and obviously Andrew Johns was the 7, and Brett Camorley, so he would have been like the 3rd string, but Craig was one of those guys that could play 6, 7, 9. He could play lock. He could play anywhere. Piggy, like all you do is just get him on the field, and he would have done his job. But he had a great time. But Billy Johnson was our trainer.
Oh,
so I just saw Pig a couple of times. Just the door would go in, we'd be going down for breakfast, and Billy goes, "We're training." He goes, "I know." And he'd just take off the jeans, put on the thing, and Billy would try to flog him, and he just did it all.
Yeah.
And then he'd come back and he gave Billy, and it was just, but that was good to see because he was sort of in charge of the guys that didn't quite make, and sometimes you feel because they, like you're away for 8 weeks and you're playing 10 games, and then, towards the pointy and they start picking, the best 17 every week, and some guys miss out.
It's also great for the actual players. It relaxes them because game day,
you see
you get to, you're not thinking about the game. You want to hear what happened. And you're just because you can overthink it. You had a lot of time. Tell me who was who. And then one of those lads is looking a bit sheepish, and you're like, oh, what did he do? It's like, just good to take your mind off the game for a little bit.
And Mal would have done all that.
Play next week.
Mal would have done all that stuff with representative, but you can't do that with club. You can't tell you can't, you're 17, 24 and keep them up by telling them to drink.
No,
you can manage those players.
And you think he'd be good at doing that?
Yes, I think that.
One thing that I think he might not be good at, this is just my opinion. This is no one else's opinion, my opinion. But it's like you think about Mal, and I'm 30. And I think, Mal, he's obviously one of the legends of the game, but if he called me as a 30-year-old, would I be super excited that Mal Meninga's ringing me in as a recruitment? Whereas the other guy they were going to consider is Sam Burgess. I think people of my generation would be far more interested to have that phone call from Sam Burgess, who they could have got for Perth.
You're just too young.
But I'm 30, so imagine the 20 to 25-year-olds, Gordy.
No, the best phone call I could have got would have been from Arthur Beetson.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have cared how old he was. So I know what you're saying, and you're right, because I said that a few years ago, like, what do you have in common with Wayne Bennett if you're not related to him, right? Like, and that's true, but then you watch what he did with the Dolphins and those young kids in Katoa. So the phone call, with the experience that they can deal with it, and they might know the name, but they've got YouTube, because I can walk the streets. I've got the Gorden telescope. There's 10-year-olds that know me now. So I know in that era, and I know that if Sam Burgess rang me, I'd be chuffed, because it's Sam Burgess and he's a forward and he's tough. But his dad or his grandfather go, who just... So they would know the weight of the name by who he tells. And he goes, Dad, I just had a phone call from Mel Meninga. He goes, and that would be the moment that he knew that it was serious.
Yep. I've got a rule change I want to throw by you boys. And I was thinking it because I was watching a game of the weekend. Can't remember which game it was. But this great bomb got put up and it bounces on the 20-metre line and then bounces and goes out of touch. 7-tackle set, restart. The fullback didn't know what to do, couldn't get under it, hits the 20 and goes out of touch. 7-tackle set. They've got to change the rules. If you put a bomb up and it's the fullback can't handle it, you can't then get a 7-tackle set if it goes into touch.
You know what, Charlie? I like it. It's just hard because what defines are you looking at like 5-a-side rules, like no overheads? Like as soon as it goes overhead and bounces over?
It should be a case-by-case basis, and the referee should be smart enough to know if a kick's been a good kick that just happened to unluckily go dead.
I actually like that because you reward the look of the bounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just thinking about it quickly here, which might be dangerous. You would say whether it's an attacking kick, you go, oh no, that's an attacking kick.
Yes.
Or that's a yardage kick. So then you'd go yardage to attack.
It's got to be an attacking kick.
Yeah. But sometimes you know how they put those box kicks up. So is it a box kick that swirls, but that's not a attacking kick because they're wingers. So there's always a grey area, but maybe if you kick it from inside your half and it is an attacking kick, and your chasers are within the ball going for it and it bounces, I probably tend to agree.
I like it, Charlie. Well done.
But the referees can't keep up with the decisions now. But so you just keep on throwing some more on them.
Let's rattle through another couple of quick things before we then preview the finals. Taylan May, 2-year deal, $1.25 million. Obviously, Tigers offered him 3 years, 1.5. He said no. He's signed for 2 years, 1.25.
Perfect. Good move. I think he's changed their attack. I think it's good.
He's obviously a quality player. Whatever happened away from the field has appeared to have been resolved by him. Spent some time away working on himself, and he's a quality player. And really, I mean, deal for the Tigers.
You reckon?
I think producer Tony was telling us that Aaron Woods brought up a good point that all the brothers now come off contract at the same time.
Mayday, getting signed all at once.
Mayday.
Yeah.
The headline.
That's the headline, yeah.
Speaking of headlines, going back to Perth, and I mentioned the point around them going for Mark Nwangani to Warsay. How about that for the headline? Marquee Mark.
Ooh, I like it. I like it. Gordy doesn't seem to like that one as much.
It's okay. How's that going to sell over there?
Marquee Mark.
I like it, mate. Marquee
Maybe
Mark.
make a T-shirt, Marquee Mark, Marquee.
The other one then.
What's the name of the team? Bears.
The Hyundai Bears.
The Hyundai Bears.
The Ladbroke / Hyundai Bears. The other one, just quickly as well, there's been this big blow up in the AFL because a Collingwood player and a Collingwood coach both swore in their post-match interviews, and then a Hawthorn player swore as well. And then Caroline Wilson, who's this big journo for Channel 7, she's blown up at it heaps. I kind of think swearing should be play on television these days. Like, we've sworn on this so far today. It's like, does it really matter?
I'm not going against Caroline here, but, the cancel culture and everybody's professionally, upset and offended these days. Just, it's a word.
Yeah.
And you know what? And I get, these guys are role models. Well, there's not, because there was never a book for me growing up in Townsville and Housing Commission where I started playing and wearing a better jersey and they go, well, these are the role model things that you
Yeah.
do. And then I go, oh, that's a role model. And Princess Mary, for all those mothers out there, was a lady from Tasmania that sold real estate in Sydney and ended up marrying a bloke by the name of Frederick and becomes a princess. There's no book for her to become a role model either. So you can look up to someone, you can go, but you don't have to be them. You don't have to do everything that they do. And if she's worried about sports people, don't turn the radio on, because even Taylor Swift swears in some of her songs. I would imagine everywhere it is. It's not ideal. It is not ideal, but it's sport. It's real. It's soap opera for men.
I think
and women.
For me, look, I don't want to see it each and every week or each and every interview.
Yeah.
But those particular examples that you mentioned, Charlie, these are like big, huge games. And how many times have we had it on radio where we've interviewed a debutante, right? And they're so caught up in the emotion. They're not meaning to do it, but they just say it because it's really important to them. And those games in particular were big games. Like, and that's what can happen. And also, I don't think it's kind of a balanced issue. I appreciate what Caroline is saying, but also as a fan, as like a genuine fan, I want to see the actual, like, what did he say to you before you ran out? I don't want the player to say, I can't repeat it. I want it. He told us, just F and win.
Yeah.
And obviously the player he's going to drop the F-bomb. Like, and that's, as fan access, you want your...
He's not a president. He's not a doctor. He's not a university, lecturer delivering a speech. And I guarantee all their words don't come out exactly the way that what they want. You get a sports person there. His mind's racing. It's the first time mic. You put a mic in anybody's hands for the first time, or anybody in the kitchen, a mum or dad in the kitchen, and they're under the pump and their kids are yelling. They've just got home. The traffic's bad, and they put a mic in the hand and go, deliver me what you're cooking for. I don't care what's on the table for dinner. Like, it'd just be that moment. And then they think, oh, why'd he say that? Because we're sitting at home on the couch, relaxed with a beer in a hand, watching them. But where they've been through that day is a totally different journey.
And on that player saying, this is what Dad told me, as a fan, I'm going, yes.
Yeah.
How good's that?
Yeah.
I felt like I was there.
Yeah.
Like, but then again, you don't want it.
It doesn't.
But I don't think kids are going to be swearing every second word. Kids swear anyway. Like,
it shouldn't become the norm.
No.
Mate, did you watch that kid at Bondi Beach with the bloke on the horse and the flag, and the bloke told him to F off with his phone?
Yeah, I saw
it's
that.
It's a kid on a bike.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's well-to-do in the eastern suburbs of Sydney.
Yeah.
He looked like he had a good bike. Right, so he's well-to-do. Looks like
I'll be joining him soon. About a month or two training wheels.
No, he didn't have training wheels. But it happens, right? Move on.
Exactly. Let's preview the footy then, because
do it.
Amazing. Like you've been saying all week, boys. Finals. It's the best final series we've maybe had in a long time.
Most open.
Yeah.
It's on a knife's edge.
On a knife's edge. Starts Friday. Storm against your doggies, Jimmy.
Before I was sat chatting with someone at the gym today. I've got this really horrible feeling about the Sharks getting over the Roosters.
Why is it a horrible feeling?
Well, because I'm too scared to
tip them. Yeah.
Just that home ground advantage. But
mate, it's funny you got that feeling about the Sharks, because I've got that feeling about the Warriors. And I think the Warriors are going to beat Penrith.
I know we're going to get
no real reason except for just I've got a feeling.
Mate, we're going to get stuck into it. But if the Warriors beat Penrith, I'll have it on record here. That's the biggest upset in finals history.
It's probably not.
Mate,
Mitch Kenny, right, is their barometer in defence. He's their line speed.
Mate,
I'm just going to let me sell this to you, right? He's their line speed. Penrith are so good at negating the first and second tackle. So every time, like, he meets the guys, bringing it back, stops them. Like, defensively, Penrith haven't been where they're at, and they're number one defensive guy. So if you take the number one, so we look at their attack, and it's Nathan Cleary, but you take out their number one defensive guy, and we looked at it with Melbourne Storm. We took out their number one attacking guy in Harry Grant. Oh, mate, it's...
Yeah.
So I think it's a bit like attack and defence. Like, it's 50% of the game, Jimmy. Charlie's onto something. Show him some respect.
All right.
Wade Egan's back as well. Jackson
There you
Ford's
go.
back.
All right, let's get into the actual. Let's do the proper review before we go on our feet.
Yeah.
I've gone on the feelings. You've gone on the feelings. We've all got feelings. Storm take on the Dogs.
I've got a feeling the Dogs get pumped.
Oh. Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you one reason why the Dogs can win. In 2014, the Bulldogs went down to Melbourne in week 1 of finals. It was 7v6. Nobody gave that Bulldogs team a chance, and rightfully so. Similar to what's happened here. Now, this Bulldogs team is better than that Bulldogs team, and this Storm side isn't as good as that Storm side.
Yep.
So for me, if the Dogs go with the attitude, with the system, they can get the job done.
Yeah, 7 verse 6, 2 verse. Yeah.
They had the big three. They had Bromwich in the mix. Like they
the
were
Dogs just have to get over that decision that they made. You know, it's sort of like they've been nervous. I think. You know, I mean, I thought when they were going through, it looked like college football. They're embracing it. They looked like they were a bit freer. Like they were working really hard. But it looked like a free sort of flowing footy side. If we make a mistake, we'll back it up. And then, with the changes that's been made for one reason, they just look a little bit nervous and a bit like that. Then that they just aren't playing the carefree footy. I think they would have liked what they did against the Storm, like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
But and Storm have been down. Storm have been horrible. Storm have been horrible the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think.
Like I watched them live against Brisbane. That wasn't Melbourne Storm.
Well, Grant comes in, changes their attack, but I think if you've got to look to him disarm Harry Grant because he can pull a game apart. Yeah. And I think you'd look at it and maybe without the threat. And this isn't to say the people that are going to come in are not capable, but if you take away the threat of Hughes and Pappenhausen, you can then focus more on Harry Grant, if that makes sense. And that's a big advantage because if I play against that four of Grant, Munster, Hughes, and Pappenhausen, I can't go all in on Grant because of all these things happening out here. Like I've got to have one eye here and one eye there. Where
you've been sitting in meeting rooms this week, have you?
No, I'm just.
Oh.
Just
sounds like you've been sitting in meeting rooms.
The Storm will still be a strong side, and obviously
But you're right. There's no Pappenhausen, no Hughes, no Bloor, Nelson. Feel a bit sorry for Nelson. He bent his back the other day. Just so big. The game's too fast for him, maybe.
He's probably too tall. He's too tall to play. Like,
I just think Storm might get him because it's thin. Do you know what the story would be? The Dogs, wouldn't it? Right.
I'd love the Dogs to win, in all honesty.
Yeah, like you saw, what was it? It was halfway through the year. Like they were getting 65, 70,000 and they're walking through, and it was a great story. And the bubble, it hasn't popped, but a bit of air got let out, and hopefully they can blow it back up in the next couple of weeks.
I do think Stefano is a key component of the Melbourne game as well.
Yeah.
Like his performances, I think we've mentioned it a few times, Charlie, post-Origin have been really strong.
Yeah. All his stats are up, every category: tackle bust, run meters, offloads, tackles made, everything, minutes played.
He's a really good footballer. I like him a lot.
I'd be shocked if Storm roll out the spine they've named as well.
Pezzett will play.
Yeah, I reckon Pezzett comes into 7. Is that what you're thinking as well?
You reckon?
Yeah, I'd be shocked if that's how it stays with me at the back. Munster, Pezzett, Munster, Wishart, and Harry Grant.
No, they're going to stick with Wishart.
They do it all the time though. They make these changes. Bellamy's not.
What's happened in the Pezzett only started a game that Munster didn't play.
Yeah, no, but and then in the couple weeks before that, they pushed Munster to fullback. I'd be surprised if they're going to put their cards on the table and say, this is what we're doing on Tuesday, and that actually is the case on Friday.
I think Howarth will come in.
Yeah.
But I reckon it'll be as per program.
Okay, we'll see.
I just think, they trust Meany. I trust Meany to be my fullback. They're not going to put Munster at fullback.
No, Fa'alongo, I think he got brought into the squad too.
I just don't know if they. I think they trust Meany more. I think Meany is a safer bet.
Yeah.
And I think in the halves, Wishart has got the experience. I think Pezzett has a better future potential, but I think with Wishart, with what he's got at the moment, he has a nose in front.
Yeah. Are you tipping the Dogs?
Storm are favourites, but I think the Dogs will win.
What about you, Gordy?
Storm.
Sorry, just another big matchup is Coates and Warbrick, and what Brisbane did to negate that last play option.
Well, it's illegal.
Well, this is the thing, Gord. Like,
no matter was, you just shouldn't grab. It's in a try scoring. Like, I don't like that, right?
You think it should be a
don't
penalty
take
try?
away people. Hey,
you think it should be a penalty?
well, it's in a scoring.
Yeah.
Katoni Stakes just wrapped his arm and took him out. He didn't even let him get to it, so he took him out. It should be 10 in the bin straight away. So when it happened, right, like just watching it, because if that happened to my winger, I would have been filthy because he couldn't even get a jump at it, and he's going to out-jump him. Like, if you look at the history of what he's done in the game in his short time, he can out-jump, he can leap, right? So you give him a 50-50, maybe 70-30 chance of scoring a try, and they took that away from him.
Well, it was interesting. Coates, I think he's quoted as saying we could do with some help from the referees in this. So they're playing the mind games already. And you know what? To be fair, I think they've got a point.
But they don't need help. They just need him to police the rules. If he's going to run and I'm an escort, I'm a blocker, it's 10. It is a professional foul because they're doing it professionally in a try. And I think it is in a try-scoring play. That's the way I would have sold it to the ref. That's a try-scoring play. Have you watched him in the air?
Yeah. It's a big job for the Bulldogs kick pressure team to try.
Well, see, Crichton's a big body back there. The Broncos didn't have that tall body, so he can. And then Carras is quite tall too, isn't he?
Yeah.
You mean
you've got to. I think your best bet is obviously limit the meters of
absolutely
of Melbourne anyway. So don't put them in positions there, and then you've got to try and get after Munster a little bit, but.
You can't, then he'll run it.
Then he'll run it.
Yeah, it's a good play.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It's a bit of breaking news live on the podcast.
What?
This is live breaking news, everyone who's listening. Danny Weidler is tweeting that Toby Sexton will be in the Dogs 17 on the bench. Sexton has had time at dummy half in New South Wales Cup. Quite the comeback and tribute to his character. Reid Marnie out.
Like out injured or just out?
It just says out on that. So, I mean, by time of this gets released, you might already know why, but Reid Marnie's not playing. Bit of breaking news there. Thank you, Tony.
Wow. I could.
You think the dog would have let us know, the top dog over there?
He probably knew.
You think the British Bulldog would have let us know?
Can't believe it's out. I was
Sexton in the 17. He played when they first started reshuffling. I think he played at hooker a little bit in that game against Penrith when Marnie went off. And
is Marnie injured?
Just he's out. So I'll try to find out as we go on, as we keep recording.
Wow. Big shake-up.
That is good.
Big shake-up.
Does that change anything for you boys?
Good on.
Well, Reid Marnie's that guy that you just love in the trenches. You know, and they give away penalties and all that. I played with those guys, but they're good because he'd be in everything. The reason why they give away penalties because they're in everything.
Yeah.
Mate, he's in everything. They make mistakes because they're all over it.
He's dropped, boys. He's dropped. Reid Marnie's dropped.
Wow. Big call.
Big call.
Credit to Toby Sexton, what he's...
And you think Danny would have got that from Gus?
Yeah.
Well, he would have.
Of course.
No, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, no, so that should be spot on the money. You know
If
what I mean?
Danny's tweeting, it'll be right.
You know, like you hear stuff like Reece Walsh limping off and Josh Papali in a moon boot. You go, but you think that?
Yeah.
You know.
Onto the...
What are you laughing at, mate?
Just how you've connected the dots.
Well, that's the 360, mate. You just got to know where it comes from.
Mate, you're on fire on 360 as well.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it. You're killing
the
it.
game, the day of feelings.
Just signed a 15-year deal.
Nice one. They should give you 20.
The day of feelings. I'm going to make a case for why Penrith win the comp.
Go on then.
So I'm going to go to the two most recent teams from outside the top four to make the grand final. One of those was the Cowboys in 17, and the other one was the Bulldogs in 14.
All right. I was going to say the Warriors did. Brisbane won from 5th. Brisbane Broncos have won from 5th.
Yeah. So
in 93.
But in the last two to get to the grand final, this Penrith side are better than both of those, and the opposition's not as good. Yeah. The competition's closer, but that Storm side of 17, I think we're absolute like Cowboys. Like,
it was Cowboys without Thurston as well. Like he was injured.
Yeah. Michael Morgan and Tamalolo were absolutely outstanding. I think Matt Scott was like injured as well. And then we thought Cowboys were out and Tamalolo put the forward pack on his back and Michael Morgan had some rare as well. Look, Penrith, you just can't write them off. They were in round 12, they were equal last or something like that. So for those guys to turn it around, they rested 16 players. So sad for the fans that couldn't go to get to watch them. But I'll tell you what, they'll be there this Saturday to watch them because that's the game that you wanted to watch them. They rested up. That was the only thing that was going to stop them. I think Liam Martin still has a few niggles.
He's back though. He's been
he's back. So I think, but to have Cleary and everybody all hands on deck. You're a brave man to back against them.
I think they beat the Wars respectfully. I'd love to have seen the Wars in full strength, but I think they beat them
in full strength, playing home, and getting a home final. The Wars would have been so cool. Like, it's just cool. It would have been a great story.
Imagine what Fisher Harris is thinking.
He'll be fired up. He's part of the reason why I think they can maybe win the Warriors against his former club. The emotion that it's going to be a packed house.
I think Penrith are going to go all the way
and win the comp.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I can see it happening.
Well, you know what? I often think about like sports documentaries. Like think of the stories. Like the Dogs, the Panthers would be I reckon Panthers would be the best story.
To win their fifth, coming from last.
Canberra Raiders would be a great doco. Broncos would be a great doco.
Penrith played the Raiders. It'd be like the 91 when the Penrith were the young ones, and now Penrith are the old ones. It's just the scripts have just been flipped on its head.
Yeah,
but. Mate, I think everybody's got a story. Like, if you look at the Raiders to where they're at now, this young side, to me, it reminds me of the young Raiders, right? With Ethan Strange, Laurie Daly and Hudson Young, a bit Bradley Clyde-ish. They've just got this. They've got the two front rows, a bit like Lomax and Quinton Pongia, two big tough Kiwis that just sit in there and beat you up. They got a halfback that never really gets flustered. They got fast outside backs. There's a bit of synergy there, but. Yeah, I'm with you. I think Penrith.
Yeah,
just going back, and we did skip straight to the grand final. We've only got 3 more weeks to go, but that's how exciting it is this time of year. Like, we've been hovering, but we haven't had but everybody's had their foot down.
Jenkins is dropped.
That's a big move.
I think.
What, a strawberry blonde?
Well. I think that left edge, if they look at a lot of their tries they've conceded lately have been on that left edge, which has been Talangi, McLean and Jenkins. So maybe I don't know what they think there.
That's probably
just 3 young guys defending together.
But Alamotti's not exactly
but he's a bit more experienced, isn't he?
Yeah,
a
little bit.
But Jenkins has been really good, really good. He surprised me this year.
Yeah.
Worked really hard.
Saturday. Oh, you're both tipping the Panthers, aren't you?
Yes.
Saturday, Sharks.
Are you going to put your balls on the line?
Yeah, I'll say it. I've got a feeling. I'll say it. Warriors will win.
I reckon some Warriors fans that they do message the show.
So you think I'm doing it to curry favour with them?
Yeah,
could be, mate.
I like how you're thinking about the business.
Yeah.
You're thinking about the business.
I'm thinking about
Warriors
the growth.
fans need their love.
Yeah. I'm thinking about growth opportunities.
We could be doing this podcast of Waiheke.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight to mud brick.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. I'm thinking about the growth opportunities for the buy round.
Sharks Roosters.
Sharks Roosters, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Britton Nakura's back from suspension. It's a huge in. Braden Trindle's back. Hines cleared to play. Roosters, no injuries really. They're 1-17.
I worry about the Roosters. I really do. I've just got this feeling that the Sharks get them done. Obviously, the Fitzgibbon, Robinson factor. I don't know.
The Roosters have been one of the best sides in the last 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, they have. They're in form, and
they've hit form. But the Sharks, let's just say that they always just get the job done. They're very consistent side, super consistent, really reliable. Have they, because they've struggled at finals, have they changed it up leading in? Because they struggled a bit. Then last week was their best performance in a long time, right? So. Have they changed that up for this time of the year? Because this is where they've been criticised. They haven't been criticised in the, 1-27 rounds.
Yeah.
They've been criticised in the, last 4 rounds. So
I think the Sharks would have a mentality as well of they don't want us playing here. They were trying to get Nico out. I reckon the Sharks and
those 12,000 fans,
they're all. Man, you know what?
Ooh.
I reckon the fact
So he lives in Cronulla. You can't bag it, can you? Look at you,
the
get
fact that
cornered.
Shark Park, I think, gets them.
Well, there's the exact same fixture this one they had in 2023, and the Roosters won by a point. Sam Walker field goal at Shark Park week 1 of finals.
They did, yeah. I'm back. I'm picking the Sharks in this one.
What about you, Gordy?
I think it's going to come down to points. I think the Roosters at the moment just have more points in them.
Yeah.
That's all. I just think they've got more points. And I heard Sam Walker say we're the best attacking team in the competition. And I sort of, it's cocky, but it's cool that you're half the time. We're the best side.
Yeah.
You know, we don't fear anybody. So that's a really good mindset. And I think that what they've built, you know, through the middle part of the year, they started horrible, but what they've built, the last part, they would really like their chances. I'm going to go the Roosters.
I think if you look at their like points per game when Sam Walker plays, they are the best, or right up there as one of the best attacking teams in the comp. So no, it's good. Sunday, Raiders Bronx. We're going to be there. We're getting a van down. For anyone listening, we're actually going in a van at 9 in the morning.
A van or a bus?
A bus. We've got a 12-seater.
A van is like there's seats in.
Nah,
a van's like a Tarago, like a minivan.
Yeah, minivan is what I probably mean. Is that what I mean? So we've got a 12-seater. We're going to have Rugby League identities, Buzz Rothfield, Gorden Tallis, James Graham, Brent Reid in the van.
Is
not really.
Buzz?
Yeah,
is
Reid's
Buzz
coming.
Are they? Is it, oh my God! We're going to stop somewhere and have some
Do
dinner.
we have an esky for the way back?
That is being sorted at the moment.
And
I've
if
got
we
strict
film-
instructions to sort an esky and bin bags from our
that's cool.
boss.
Yeah, there you go.
But just one esky.
Yeah, that's all you need. Mate, okay. Do you want me to go through it? So let's just go through the form
Well, hang
of
on a
our
minute.
bus.
How long?
Dan can name one beer.
How long's
Dan
the
can
bus?
name one beer.
How long's the bus?
You got any Pinot Gris? So we're going to have one bottle of that. That'll fit in there. Reedy, please, lightweight. Wouldn't pay for anything. Just get him to say, you got to throw some money in for the esky. So he'll say, no, I'd prefer not to drink. Dobbo, one drink. One drink, then sit on his phone playing Candy Crush at the back. Right? Then Charlie.
Allegedly.
Do what?
Dobbo on.
Oh, no, sorry. Candy Crush is when he sits there eating lollies. It's not the game. And then James Graham.
A case to himself.
Yeah, the UDLs, those what are they called? What are they called? Those
Smirnoff double blacks.
Yeah.
Do not even.
You don't. You're like a White Claw drinker. You're like
Seltzers.
No,
you
false
do.
accusation. Mate.
You do.
At
Mate,
the end of the night. At the end of the night.
Oh yeah. I
don't
know.
mind a
So like
seltzer.
you'll smash beers early, but you're a quick change. Like you're a pit stop really early. So you get into it, and there's 15 laps in, and you think tyres are just starting to get warm. You go boom, and you put on the treads. I'm like, where's this bloke going? Mate, and then you start going off road. Charlie just sits there like this, laughing, and tries to keep up with you, but then he hands back the full ones that you handed him. So Charlie has about 6, and then I just sit there and just guard the esky.
Yeah.
On your you like a mid-strength beer, don't you?
Oh well, no, it's just
Queensland
one
way,
standard
they
drink.
drink
No, well, it's one
mid-strength
standard
beer.
drink.
Yeah.
It's just one standard drink. That's all you get. Actually, I should get Blocker to bring some Block and grab.
Yeah. Well, he's coming on the bus as well.
That's what
Dan
I do.
and Blocker are coming as well, 'cause they're doing Fox
So
and
I'll
then they're
get
coming
Block to
back.
drop us off some beer, so then we don't have to. There you go. Save us some
Genius.
cost.
Well, hang on. We've got some beers. Just some quick calculations. What's the drive from Sydney to Canberra? Like 4 hours?
3.5.
But we're going to have to stop for
Three.
beers and stuff.
That's
3.
cool,
So I can throw in 3 cases.
No. Let's account for a 4-hour trip. And how many people are on?
11 in the van, I think, or 10 in the van.
4 hours times
So
11
it's
people.
roughly about 8 cans per man
hour.
normally.
For an hour.
At a function. No, like at a function.
8 beers for a 4-hour
Yes.
drink.
No, yeah, like generally, yeah. So like if you're catering, if you cater for a wedding, not a James Graham wedding, but if
that's
you cater,
that's 2 beers.
that's
2 beers an hour.
That's what you cater, because some blokes will have 2, some won't drive, some will have that or whatever. I think it's only 8 to 10 drinks per person. If you ever cater to like a big function, that's what it is, man. Because we just did one.
Drink responsibly, we should add.
Yeah.
So how many can't you want? 4? Just let me know. I'll
4.
make a
It
phone
sounds
call
like 4. It sounds like a
Well, are we
4's
gonna- are we
number.
gonna stop
So that's
somewhere?
80 beers.
Are we going to stop
Yeah.
somewhere a lot in between
I
Canberra
think
and Sydney?
we
Yeah.
go through a drive-through or something probably. Or do you like?
Yeah.
It
What,
doesn't
like a
need to be
food
fancy.
drive? No, we need
No,
fancy
listen,
sit
I
down.
reckon we go to Canberra. I reckon I'd
Or
try to
eat
make
and
some.
then hit the road.
Yeah, I reckon we go somewhere, have a feed, and then we settle, right? And then we just hit the road, and then we don't have to pull over and make shit detours. We just,
We're going to need...
and we're going to be full, right? So we
Yeah.
don't eat at the footy. We go get a steak or something, go
Yeah.
to a palmy place there.
But Buzz has said he wants to get back for the vinyl room in Gaimea to go out. So
Buzz? No, because he
Yeah.
lives at a nursing home. They lock the doors at 9 o'clock. What are you laughing at? Don't, mate, because I'm going to make you shush column soon. That's one thing I've stayed out.
Raiders v Broncos.
Yeah,
Big
the
Papa's
actual
in a,
game.
Big
Yeah.
Papa's in a moon boot. If he's in a moon boot a few days out, it'd be
He's
amazing if he
fine.
plays.
No.
He's fine.
No, because that's precaution now. That's where, you know how it's like a pressure bandage. So they just put pressure on it to make sure that there's no swelling. You know, so you can hurt something. It's the final. I reckon if it was a first preseason training he went, there's probably no moon boot. He just goes home and ices it because it's so big to keep the blood from swelling so they can work on it. You would think that's precaution. Reece Walsh limped off as well. He had calf.
Wasn't it? Yeah.
Calf, but he's been bloody running at high speed the last couple of weeks. So
it's one of them, isn't it? Any sort of little niggle is going to get out there into the press and all that sort of jazz.
The coaches hate each other, right? So Ricky and Madge, because Madge wasn't telling him the truth when he was doing this and that. So, and then apparently when Madge was working there, the buses, like rival buses could come in, but Raiders moved from there, like the boys driving to the game.
The bus gate.
To like there because they want to have a beer. So the bus drives them back to where they can have a beer.
Yeah,
so then their bus is there. The Madge thought that it was all that. And how petty, the Broncos got the integrity unit to go down there and
sort it out,
and investigate because they couldn't drive their bus. And I'm like, mate, in our day, you know when you get the Leichhardt, like have you ever played at Leichhardt?
Yeah.
Well, the bus couldn't get in there. So they've stopped. We had to walk like 400 metres and carry, the water things in because it was going to be an extra 20 minutes because the cops couldn't get it. So we just walked through the crowd and there's a hot dog man, there's everybody there. It's just...
Hot dog man's still there. He's still
mate, I
going
reckon
there.
it's part of the theatre, I reckon. Like, and that's what should happen.
Yeah.
Mate, if that's your home ground, anything you can do
make
them... Because Matty Johnson, like I remember when we always played at Newcastle, like the dressing room was tiny, half the size of the... Anyway, great studio, by the way, guys.
Thanks, mate. Thank
Wouldn't
you.
want to be paying for this. But like the ground's wet, right? So Matty and Joey would get the bloke to water the sheds if it's a big game. So you just... So then you can't... you can't walk around. You've got to...
You can't walk around
and so then not all the time like you'd have slides and then there's no hot water. That's chemical. That's bloody warfare, right?
Yeah.
And then you get these guys that can't park their bus and walk straight into the sheds. So it's a big game. I think Brisbane.
So I think Canberra. I think the battle between Tarpany and Haas is going to be huge. I think Hudson Young is still underrated about what he brings.
Oh, do you reckon he's under?
I still
he
think
plays
he's
State of Origin.
I know, but I don't think he gets
the recognition.
quite the recognition that he deserves. He is a player. I when you talk about like Origin and rep football, like people go, "Oh, get Cam Murray in." Like I think your answer's in front of your face. Hudson Young. If he's at a Sydney club, he's being talked about like
he should be starting for the Kangaroos. You say
starting for the Blue. Like he is.
We're lock, so he takes a Zayo spot.
I reckon
or he takes Crichton's spot, Angus Crichton, or who played the other edge, Liam Martin. Yeah.
I tell you, you're embarrassment of riches there.
Yeah.
But you spoke about the Teddy factor and why he got knocked out because of Edwards, like impossible to ignore. I think Hudson Young is in that category now. He's too impossible to ignore. If Canberra win it, maybe keep going. Like he gets elevated just off his team success, but he is I think he helps that side so much. And you know what I love? I think that the Broncos, a great year, but they've not been as convincing as Canberra. And I think there's still this element of the 23 hangover.
Yeah. Well, they've slowly got back to what they were delivering in 23, but they delivered it probably the last month. They've been like amazing in attack and they got close to the 23, but they're still, if you look at their stats, then defensively not better than they were in 23, and that's what this year was all about. But, I just think Brisbane, I think Roll and Canberra, like, for me, it's just the unknown. I think it's going to be the best game. I can't wait.
Sunday afternoon is
the
great
Viking
for this game.
I feel like, mate, my eldest son's got a Raiders jersey, and if I didn't play for the Broncos, I'd wear it. Like, I'd just put on, like, the old Video Easy one and just go because it's just, like, you want to get in that atmosphere.
I was going to say, do you reckon there's an element of doubt there amongst the Brisbane players around?
They're talking it up.
Well, no, but I mean, we don't know if we're in our best 17.
What do you mean by that?
Well, they're playing and they're looking over their shoulder about who's to come back in.
But they've
with Ezra coming, with Ezra potentially.
Well,
back
I don't think.
Reynolds
So the rumor is Ezra won't come back.
Yeah.
So if it does, Billy might go to. Billy might stay at 5'8". Ben Hunt goes to 9.
But then
Adam
that
Reynolds
knocks
comes.
out Pakes.
Yeah, but Pakes ain't gonna. You know what I mean? It's probably keeping. And Billy can go to 14. So I think with the experience with those guys,
Yeah.
If it was a younger guy, I think Ben Hunt playing 300 games, I don't think it's going to worry him. He's going to get a chance to win a grand final. But yeah, you make a valid point.
This game Sunday afternoon I'm so happy it's the Sunday afternoon game.
Same.
Like, I'm pleased, not just because the Raiders got what I believe they deserve, but this game has got Sunday afternoon written all over
That
it.
should be the pick. The side that wins finishes first can say what, and you've been the best side because English Premier League first past the post. They're the champions.
Happy days, yeah.
They would have the trophy up. And they've won the competition because it's hard to win 27 weeks in rugby league. So for them to pick what day they play on, suck it up.
Good on them. Anyway, it's going to be a magnificent weekend of football. Kicking off Friday, like, bit nervous. We're down
Be there for that one as well. We'll be there for that one. Should be fun.
But make sure you stay tuned for all the review and preview for next week's finals.
Happy birthday, Jimmy.
Cheers, Gordon.
Happy birthday
to you.